আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL সকার নাইট। সৌজন্যে নীলাজ হোম লিমিটেড, প্রবাসে মায়ের হাতের ছোঁয়া।
Welcome back. I forgot to say Eid Mubarak to everyone. So all of you that had a good Saturday, Eid Mubarak to you, and that's Eid Mubarak from ILFL in general and from myself personally. So before we look at the results, I'm going to shoot you guys straight over to a video clip. So we've got two games. We kicked off the ILFL Legends Cup, and that was absolutely a thrilling draw that we had. And the fact, even though it was in group stages, what's funny is it's not a chance for teams to actually get through being in the group. It's more, I don't want to get knocked out. So let's see how they got on. The first game I believe we're going to show is St. Catherine's versus Abahani, and that's going to follow shortly by Bernardo versus Saya. So away we go with the video. So there you have it. Abahani losing 1-0 to St Catherine's and Saya drawing 1-0 with Bernardo. Let's go straight to the screen and let's have a look at the results for that, because there was quite a few results to get through. So as the draw went, in Group A we had Weavers, Tigers and CAG. So Weavers lost 2-1 to Tigers, and then CAG lost 3-1 to Tigers. Then Weavers beat CAG 2-1. That put Weavers through with London Tigers. Group B sees Tower Hamlets beat Bernardo Legends 2-1. Then Tower Hamlets beat Saya 2-0. So then we had Bernardo and Saya just saw 1-0, and that 1-0 has just put Bernardo through, which we'll look at very shortly. If we move over to Group C now, Group C, St Catherine's lost 2-0 to Dragon. Then St Catherine's beat Abahani 1-0. And Abahani lost 3-1 to Dragon, so that put through St Catherine's and Abahani. Dragon, shall I say. And Group D, Shadwell Masters drawing 0-0 with Bromley Legends. Then Beaumont Masters also drawing 0-0 with Bromley Legends. Then Shadwell beating Beaumont by that 1-0. So there you have it. That's the results. So the way it's looking now, Group A, we have London Tigers and Weavers that went through. In Group B, it was Tower Hamlets and Bernardo, very tight there, just on goal difference. Group C, Dragon went through with St Catherine's, and Group D, Shadwell went through with Bromley. Camps, that was one evening, I would say. For a non-vet, a young guy, it was exhilarating. Group A scored 10 goals out of the 3 fixtures. Group B scored 7 goals out of the fixtures. Group C scored 7. Group D scored 1 goal out of the 3 fixtures. Please, tell me what was going on.
That was the group of death. That's why they've only scored 1 goal. It was so tight, and all 3 teams are local lads. So, everybody knows everyone's games, and it's a 20-minute game. You're not going to get much breathing space. Nobody wanted to lose. That was the first point of call, was not to concede. Yeah, if we don't score, there's always a second game to come. And it was safety first.
As a player, was it a lot of defending, or was it just possession and hold back? And
to be fair, I think all 3 teams tried to score, but because it's only 20 minutes and it's straight, if the ball goes out, there's a free kick, it sort of ties up, kills time, and it's difficult. I don't know how the other group games managed so many goals. The team must have been weaker in those groups.
Well, I'm going to go over to Nanu. Now, Express obviously, unfortunately, weren't taking part in this, finishing bottom. However, you obviously got to see all of those games. Tell me about all the groups, because for me, I looked at Group C with Abahani, Dragon, and St Catherine's as a group of death, and it worked out because Abahani's seeded team got knocked out. So, tell me about it.
I watched all the games, pretty much. And, as you see from the videos, it was highly exciting. And although there wasn't many goals, conceded by the teams, it was really, really intense. You could see that all the teams were giving it their best, and battles were fought in all of those different groups. Well done to Tigers and Weavers in Group A to go through. It's always a pleasure to watch Tigers play, and they're really good in those cup games. Yeah. Nowadays, it's also a pleasure to watch Tower Hamlets as well, because they play a really attractive football, and they kept quite consistent throughout, and they came at the top of the group.
Well, even though last time we saw Tower Hamlets 1-1 draw wasn't so attractive, but they got the result, I think.
They got the result. It still was attractive. If you watch really closely, some of the skills that these boys do, it's just amazing. It happens really quick. You have to concentrate. It's like watching a Premier League match. When you're in the stadium, you don't really see exactly what happens. It's only in the replays that you see that the skills and how quick those players are, and how quickly they move the balls around.
Okay, Rash, I want to ask you something, because what I need to understand is, what were the teams feeling like? 3 in a group, it's not a case of, all right, I've got a chance to qualify. It's a case of, man, I can't lose and I can't get knocked out. So, how was those teams feeling? I know you're going to hate me for this, but poor Beaumont, they were one of them. So what did it feel like, knowing that there's no room for error?
I think before the game started, we knew the other 2 fixture results, so we knew even if we drew a score draw, we would have gone through with Shadwell and Bromley would be knocked out. So we did have that in mind. So we said, even if we concede a goal, it doesn't matter as long as we score 1. And because of the intensity, and as Cameron said, the time situation, that played in a lot of players' mind, that we only have certain limited time. Normally you have 40 minutes game, so you have plenty of time. With 20 minutes, you're quite restricted. And in reality, you're only playing for 15 minutes with the time taken on balls off. So I think it was quite intense, and that group was really tough. What I was impressed with the 2 teams was St Catherine Vets and Dragon. The reason why I was impressed with them because they took it seriously. I saw them arrive at the venue. One team turned up 45 minutes early, and one team turned up half an hour, and they got changed and they were practicing on the grass. They didn't come 2 minutes before the fixture. They came half an hour, 45 minutes. They got changed. They were talking. I saw Dragon doing a team talk for 15 minutes, and emphasizing how important it is to be successful in the cup and how much they should give 100%. So I think that showed on the results. Hence why I think Abani will be surprised because of the passion, the desire to win. With the others, I think Tigers were expected, Hamlets were expected. I think even Weavers were expected, but I must applaud Dragons and Catherines because they did show coming early the eagerness and desire to actually go through, and I think they will still shock other teams when they play in the quarterfinals.
Well, I mean, as we've been hearing Dave every single show, he really has been commending Dragon. I think they've come through. I'm going to take you guys to the screen. Let's look at now, as a result of that, how's the knockout stage looking? So the quarterfinals this coming Thursday is looking like this. London Tigers will take on Bernardo Legends. Then we've got Dragon, who will be taking on Bromley Legends. Tower Hamlets Vets will take on Weavers Vets, and Shadwell Masters take on St Catherine's Vets. Now, if we look at that, the top two winners of that will play each other on the same night, and the bottom two fixtures, they will play each other. Just to wrap it up in a minute, Camus, I mean, what are we looking forward to this Thursday?
If last Thursday was intense, this Thursday will be a lot more intense than that. Some of the big names are still there. You know, some of the lesser teams are there, and it's a cup game. It's anyone's game, really. Like Rashid said, if somebody's up for it, then they'll cause a shock. I know Shadow didn't do particularly well, but I think we surprised a lot of people by topping the group, and you know, our draw is not a bad one. St Catherine's.
Before we go for our break, I want to quickly go across the room here. Rash, who's for the cup? Tell me.
What's it? Tablets for
Tower
me.
Hamlets. Nanu, who's for the cup?
London Tigers.
Young man, which old boys are going to take it?
I think Dragon will take it.
Dragon?
I'll be slaughtered if I decision to Shadwell.
All right. Completely unbiased from cameras there. Guys, let's go for our break. When we come back, we've got the League Cup draw. See you guys in a bit.
আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL সকার নাইট। সৌজন্যে নীলাজ হোম লিমিটেড, প্রবাসে মায়ের হাতের ছোঁয়া।